What's up guys, Syiler here, and I am back with another video, and this time we're going to be taking a look at 5 add-ons that are useful for the leveling experience. They might make things a little bit easier, quality of life stuff, they might make you level faster in general, they might make the leveling experience more fun. It's just a few add-ons that are just going to impact your leveling experience. So the first one up we have is called Leatrix Plus, and this is basically just a set of useful things that you can incorporate into your game. And it has a bunch of stuff you can do. The main one though, the one that's really going to impact leveling is the automation tab. So this is going to allow you to automate quests, automate gossip, accept summons, resurrects, release, sell junk, repair automatically. And these things, might seem like they're quite minuscule. But when you're picking up a bunch of random crap grey items from leveling and you have to go through your bag and figure out what's what, this will just sell it all automatically. You're saving a bit of time there. Automate quests, that's quite the big one. You don't think it's that big having to talk to an NPC and click accept, and then you go get his 5 scorpion claws, which actually takes you 50 in scorpion, or 50 scorpion claws, because scorpions don't have claws for some reason. And then you hand them in, and you have to click, complete again. This will automate that process. It'll automatically pick up the quest and automatically hand in the quest. So that's going to save you quite a bit of time, especially when you're doing thousands of quests during the leveling experience. So something like this is quite big. It also has a few other things like social. You can block jewels and party invites and random stuff. You can do some stuff with your chat, do some stuff with the text, hide error messages, things like that. Do some stuff with the interface, volume slider, auction controls, wowhead links. You can do some stuff with the frames, hide boss banner, talking frame, hide alerts, system, disable screen glows, like the are you dying type thing, enable viewport, like there's a lot of cool little things that you can do with this. Faster auto loot, so it's quite nice. It's lightweight too, memory usage 683 kilobytes, so it's not going to be that big of an add-on to add to your game. You're not going to have FPS loss or anything like that, so quite a nice little add-on to use. The next add-on up on our list is called Azeroth Autopilot, and you've probably heard of this add-on, but there's no way I could make a video like this and not talk about it. So this add-on basically helps your whole leveling experience. It's kind of like Leatrix in that it'll automate questing and things like that, but it'll also give you advice on how to level. So you can see this little box we've got in the corner right now. You've only got 4 XP gaining heirlooms equipped. Okay, this is an old character, so that's probably why. Do your class haul, go to a zone, go there, pick a zone. So it's basically advising me on what I should be doing during the leveling experience, which is great, especially for people who don't have their own leveling route. You may be new to leveling, or you're not very comfortable with it, or you feel quite slow when you're doing it. This kind of add-on will help you a bunch. So I would definitely recommend something like this for your leveling experience, because it's just going to help you. Now, if you already have your leveling route, like I don't really like using this add-on while leveling because I have my own route. And because I'm comfortable with it, I end up faster than using an add-on because I'm very familiar with the quests that I do and the zones that I go to. But if you're not that comfortable, or you feel like your route is quite slow, then definitely give this add-on a try. And it also has a bunch of options and stuff that we can mess with too. If we load that, so you can have your quest options. It can auto accept quests, turn them in. You can pick quest rewards, show quest text. We've got, you can customize the arrow stuff. You can do a bunch of stuff as well, like sell greens and repairs, skip cutscenes. So kind of like the Leatrix, it can do some of that stuff, but Leatrix has more functionality, while this is purely focused on the leveling experience. So definitely 2 add-ons that I'd definitely recommend. Don't know if you need both side by side. It depends on what you're going to take from the Leatrix, but Azeroth Autopilot, very, very good. The next add-on on our list is called Silver Dragon, and while this add-on is still useful, it's nowhere near as good as it was in its glory days, and maybe we will see it return to its glory days one day. But essentially what this add-on used to do was you could have a mod for it, or another add-on where it showed you the rare mobs on your map with like dots. And also if you were nearby a rare mob, it would pop up and be like, hey, there's a rare nearby, by the way. And you'd be able to click on it and locate the rare and kind of track it down. Now, unfortunately, both of those functions seem to be broken. I've tried some of the counterparts like NPC scan and NPC scan overlay and stuff, and those seem to be broken too. Maybe there's a working one out there still, but I don't think there is currently because of the changes that Blizzard have made to the game. They basically either don't want that, or something they've changed has caused that to no longer work. I'm not too sure. I'm not an add-on programmer. But as far as I can tell, they don't work right now. So this is the best bet, and it's still fairly useful, especially leveling from 1 to 60. As you're randomly, moving your mouse around and stuff, you always pass over mobs. You don't realize it, but you're running around and you're kind of turning your camera and stuff. You're always running past mobs. And eventually you're going to run over a rare like that, and it's going to pop up that you've moused over the rare, there's a rare nearby, so you can get that rare killed. And rares give a good chunk of experience. They give a good, maybe half of a level. Sorry, not half of a level, I wish. Half of a quest or something along those lines. And they're fairly trivial to kill at low levels. So especially, as I said, 1 to 60, it's a great add-on to have. Past 1 to 60, rares aren't as good to take down. They're still worth it if they're in your way. Especially 60 to kind of 80-ish. But they're not as good for leveling experience as they are lower level. So I think it's worth having because there's a lot of rare mobs that you just kind of don't notice. They're maybe a recolored mob of the ones that you're fighting nearby, or maybe they're tucked away a little bit and you accidentally mouse over it. So it's definitely worth having because it'll just make you realize there's a rare nearby if you don't notice one. As I said, it's not going to always be accurate. You might miss rares even if they're right next to you just because you don't mouse over them. But chances are, moving your character and fighting and stuff, you're probably going to miss a small percent. So another add-on that I think is fairly useful to have while leveling. The next add-on up is Handy Notes and Handy Notes Draenor Treasure. I was literally just talking about an add-on that impacts the map and the minimap by putting things on there, the rare spawns, and it not really working very well. Handy Notes seems to be one of those add-ons that still does work. Now, unfortunately, as far as I could tell, there wasn't a plugin for Handy Notes to do rares, but there is one for Draenor Treasures, and it does rares for Draenor too, but there isn't one for vanilla rares and stuff, as far as I could tell. So what this add-on does is you'll install Handy Notes, and you'll have to install Handy Notes Draenor Treasures, both add-ons that you can find on Curse or places like that. And when you log in Warlords of Draenor, you're going to see a bunch of things scattered around the map. These skulls are rare mobs of some sort. The yellow skulls especially are rares of interest that drop mounts and things like that. But the things that we care about while leveling are these kind of icons, these boots and weird pendant things and boxes, because those are treasures, and in Warlords of Draenor, treasures give experience. So it's quite a good way of leveling. A lot of people basically get to Warlords of Draenor, they'll do the intro quest lines, and then they'll basically just pick up treasures and do bonus objectives as their way of leveling. One, it's quite quick, and two, it's a nice break from just doing quests. So you'll basically just log in, you'll see an icon on your map, you'll fly towards it, and that'll be a treasure somewhere in that area. It might be in a cave or something, you might have to look a little bit, but for the most part, most of them are out in the open, you pick that up, you're going to get some experience. And even at this level, level 100, where I've kind of scaled past the treasures, it still gave an okay amount of experience. So it just shows the power of the treasures, and definitely should be something you're considering when coming to Warlords of Draenor content. Now, as I said, there are a bunch of other plugins you can get for Handy Notes too. Just type in Handy Notes onto the Curse website or whatever, and you'll see a bunch of other things that are out there that are fairly useful too. But for leveling, especially as I said for the Warlords of Draenor section, Handy Notes and Handy Notes Treasures, in my opinion, is a must. The next add-on up might seem fairly similar to the ones that we've just covered, but this one's going to be a little bit different. This is WoW Gather Nodes and Gathermate 2. Those two add-ons combined are basically going to give you information on where to find treasure chests in the lower levels of the gameplay. And treasure chests might not seem like a big of a deal, but they give nearly a quest worth of experience. So while leveling, finding a treasure chest is quite a big deal. And strangely enough, not a lot of players know that treasure chests are actually really worth going after because of how much experience they give, because they kind of remember the old treasure chests, which would just give a bunch of random crap. And while they still do give a little bit of random crap, they also give a big chunk of experience. So you really, really want to be looking out for those treasure chests. They're typically found in humanoid areas with mobs or even NPCs sometimes. And what this add-on set will do is basically mark your map with where these treasure chests have been recorded previously. Now, it doesn't have every single location ever, but it does have the vast majority of them. And while I don't think it's worth going too far out of your way, if you're nearby, it's definitely worth taking a look and seeing if the treasure chest is up, just so you can grab it and grab that extra bundle of experience while you're in the area. So as you can see on the map, we have all these treasure chests marked around. So this is going to be a really big boost to leveling. Not only are you going to be able to find the rares easy now, but the treasure chests 1 to even Warlords of Draenor, you're going to have all the treasure chests marked, because even in Northrend there's treasure chests that are going to give, a good chunk of experience. In Cataclysm there's treasure chests. So you really want to be looking out for these and trying to pick them up. It also does mention some archaeology node stuff as well. It isn't too useful to us while leveling, but might be useful to you at max level. But the main thing we care about is these treasure chests. So, and here is one, just so you can see how well the add-on works. We took a look for one. You can see it marked on the map with a circle. Now, obviously, it doesn't mean it's going to be there. It just means it could be. And then we run over to it and we loot it. Now, I'm not going to take it just because that's mean for someone who's trying to level. But there it is. Right there, you can grab yourself some easy experience. In terms of using the add-on set, it's fairly simple. You basically just install both of the add-ons. You'll go to GatherMate. You'll go to Import. You'll have Merge here on WoW Gather nodes. You'll select the things that you want to select. Obviously, we don't need archaeology and stuff, so you could just have treasures. And then you're going to click this import button. It's going to chuck all the data at GatherMate 2, and then your minimap and map will be covered in icons. So really, really, really worthwhile using and getting. As I said, it's going to give nearly a quest worth of experience. So if you're in the area, this is going to be a huge boost to leveling all the way up to Warlords of Draenor. And then you're going to be able to switch over to Handy Notes, which is going to give you the Warlords of Draenor treasures. You're going to be in a really, really good spot for leveling. And the last add-on on our list is a bit of a bonus one because we have already covered 5, and it's not going to speed the leveling experience up in any way. In fact, it's actually going to slow it down, but that's a good thing sometimes. This add-on is going to get you a little bit more immersed in the story and going to make it feel like the NPCs are actually talking to you and giving you tasks, rather than just giving you a massive wall of text that you click accept to. You have little lines that you say back to them, and you're going to say like, continue and I accept, and you're going to feel like you're more immersed in the story and role-playing a little bit. So I think this is a great add-on if you're basically, looking to take things slow and learn the story of WoW more. And as I said, it's called Storyline. So if we click on this text here, you're going to have the quest pop up. And you're going to see the eagle appears to have a message for you. Continue. To side shot. Continue. The time has come to strike back to the Legion. Continue. Meet me at Hunter's Reach in Dalaran as soon as you can. And then it's going to sign off and check objectives. I accept. So it's going to feel like you're more immersed in the storyline and you're actually, as I said, talking to NPCs that are actually interacting with you. It's very similar to if you've ever played Guild Wars 2. The layout feels very similar to that, where you kind of going backwards and forwards with the conversation instead of a massive wall of text. So kind of a cool add-on. As I said, if you do want to take things slower, or maybe you want to have a different take to the leveling experience. Maybe you just rush, and you want to kind of lean back and, take down a gear and just learn and read and experience what's going on in some of the zones. Because there are actually really cool storylines in the zones that you don't really notice because you're just rushing through it as soon as you can. In terms of settings, there's not going to be a whole lot you need to do with this add-on. Just install it and you're good to go. You can change them the options, like disabling it on like the Dark Moon Fair or showing flavor text on some of the NPCs. Does this one have one? Doesn't seem like it, but some NPCs will have some flavor text with them too. So yeah, that is all the add-ons, and hopefully this video has helped you out. Hopefully you're going to be able to level your character in a cool new way, or a fast way, or a different way, and hopefully you give some of these add-ons a shot, because I think they're all pretty damn good for leveling. So thanks for watching, guys. Look out for more videos coming soon. See ya.